Dear students, I have come with a new module, constructing a group frequency table. Now, what do you mean by a group frequency table? See, if I'll arrange the marks of students in a class as 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. Corresponding frequency values also will be there, 10, 15, 20, 30. So that's a group frequency distribution. Now, how we will form this group frequency distribution? There are certain rules and there are certain standards we use in formulating a group frequency table. This is what we are going to learn in this module. So, two important decisions are to be taken for forming a group frequency distribution. First one is the number and width of classes. How many classes should be there? You will come to know that 4 to 20, that is the standard. I am going to establish that later. Second one is determining the class limits, 0 to 5 or 0 to 10. What should be the class limit? So these two decisions we are going to take using one formula. So first one is number and width of class. So the number of classes should be neither too small nor too long. So I told you we are establishing between 4 to 20 is a good number. It should not be too small. If you are keeping 3 as class limit, or if you are keeping 30 as class limits, it's not correct. So it should not be too small and it should not be too large. Next thing you have to remember, in order to find out the number and width of classes, formula suggested by Professor Stokes is used. This formula is known as Stokes rule. So I told you we are going to establish that this is the formula we are going to use. So the formula we are going to use is K is equal to 1 plus 3.322 log 10 to n. So where K is the number of class intervals. Now K is the number of class intervals, n is the total frequency, K is the value obtained and that is always rounded off to the nearest 10. So I am going to establish, see I told you I am going to establish that between 4 to 10 is a good number. So if n is 10, imagine number of observations are 10. So K is equal to 1 plus 3.322 into 1, that is equal to 4.322. That means we are rounding off the value to 4. Log 10 value is 1. If you are taking n as 100, number of observations as 100, K is equal to 1 plus 3.322 into 2, because log 10 value is 2. So you will get 1 plus 6.644, that is 7.644, that is rounded off to 8. If you take n as 200, then K will be 9. If n is 400, K will be 20. So this is the value, this is what I told you. We are deciding the values between classes between 4 and 20. Now the next size of the class intervals also Professor Stokes has suggested a formula to find out the class intervals, that is I is equal to range divided by number of classes, where I is equal to the width of the class interval. Range is equal to the difference between the largest and smallest value in the distribution. Now the first problem I am going to do, the marks obtained by 100 students in a class. Highest mark is 98, lowest mark is 18. Find out the number of classes. So we have to use both these formulas. First is range, I is equal to range divided by number of classes. So now first that we have to find out the number of classes as per the Stokes formula. K is equal to number of classes, that is 1 plus 3.322 into log 10, that we are getting 8. Then I is equal to 98 divided by 18 divided by 8, that is equal to 10. So this is how we will calculate the class, how many classes should be there and what should be the class limit. This we are using the Stokes formula. One important point I want to tell, class interval should be always in multiples of 5. Then it will be easy for computation. When we will go later into the computation part, this point you have to remember that. Always multiples of 5. 5, 10 like that. Then it's very easy for computation, for taking mid values and for further classification. Now open-ended classes also I want to explain this, because this you will usually come across in a problem. So what do you mean by open-ended class? If the lower limit of the first class, see for example, first class is 0 to 10. So it's not mentioned that, it's mentioned that less than 10. That means first lower limit of the first class is not mentioned, or upper limit of the last class is not mentioned. See for example 70 and above. That meaning it can be any value. So that is either lower limit of the first class is not mentioned or upper limit of the last class is not mentioned, then we are calling it as an open-ended class. So for computation, we have to assume the class limits. Either the lower limit of the first class or the upper limit of the class limit, we have to assume that. Because based on the other observations, what is the class interval? If the class interval is 10 throughout, then we will say that 10 will be the class interval for the lower limit or the upper limit, which is not defined. So that is what I want to explain. See, if you see the example of open-ended class, less than 10. See, its lower limit of the first class is not mentioned. That is why we are calling it as an open-ended class. 10 to 20, 20 to 30 and 30 to 40. That meaning, so the first class also we will assume that value is 0 to 10. So one assumption we are making, this will be a limitation for the computation. So open-ended classes you will get in the problem. This is what I want to explain with this module. Thank you.